I'm a huge introvert. My whole life, I've struggled a lot with being shy and having a lot of social anxiety. And so, if you would have told me 4 years ago that my full time job would be talking to the camera, making content like this, I would have laughed in your face. Never in a million years would I think that this would have been possible for me. The reason I script all my videos word for word, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have the confidence to come on here and talk on camera. But today, I'm going to try something a little different. The first reason for this is that I want to get more confident just talking to the camera instead of scripting all my videos. I'm always trying to push myself, especially because I struggled so much with being shy when I was younger. I hated this about myself. And so whenever something scared me, I pushed myself to give myself that confidence. And the second reason is that I script all my videos because I really want them to be completely value packed. I want every single line to deliver a lot of information and a lot of value. But something that I'm starting to realize is that there's a lot of value in just being a little more raw and vulnerable with you in these videos. Whenever I share something more about my life, like being an introvert or being shy, then I get so many comments from people saying, I'm an introvert too, I'm also really shy. It's so encouraging to see that you've done this, and it makes me feel like it's possible for me too. I really do believe that if I can do it, so can you. So I want to share a little bit more about myself in this video. And so when I first started my business, because I was shy, because I lacked a lot of confidence, I really didn't think it was going to be possible for me to build a huge business. I was a struggling freelancer. I was doing a lot of design work, and the only way I knew how to grow that was by networking. And I didn't really have a lot of confidence or social energy to go out there and build a huge network of referrals. All I knew was that I did not want to work a traditional job. I really wanted to make this work, but I had no idea how I was going to do it. I really thought that I was probably just going to be a struggling freelancer forever, probably living in Bali earning $1,000 per month max. And so I just decided that that was okay. That was all I was capable of, because I didn't want to work a traditional job, but I didn't have the confidence to grow a huge business either. And so it wasn't until the pandemic and everyone went into lockdown that I saw other people creating content and talking about getting clients from their content. And so I thought, perfect, this is how I'm going to get clients without having to talk to anyone. And don't get me wrong, I did not feel confident to get on camera and do this. When I first started posting videos, I could hear my family watching them in the background, and I would shout at them to turn it off because I hated the sound of my own voice. Thought of someone else watching me on video was awful. It gave me so much anxiety. But I just knew that I really wanted to make this work. And so I had to find the confidence to do it. And I think that's the first big mistake that people make, is confusing confidence with introversion. 4 years ago, I was an introvert and I wasn't confident, but today I'm still an introvert, but I've built a lot of that confidence. And so introversion isn't something that necessarily changes, but confidence is, and they're not the same thing. So when you first start building your business, you're not necessarily going to feel confident, but you want to make sure you're not using this as an excuse. You want to be really honest with yourself about, are you an introvert, or are you just not really feeling confident yet? Because confidence is something that you can build, but introversion is about what gives you energy and what drains you energy. And so when you start building your business, you really want to be honest with yourself about, are you an introvert, or are you just nervous about putting yourself out there? Because if you're nervous and you just lack a lot of that confidence, this is something that you can and you really should build, because it is 100% worth it. Once you start putting yourself out there and build that confidence, you will become absolutely unstoppable. But you also do want to pay attention to what it is that gives and drains your energy. So for example, if you're an introvert, you start the day with a full cup. And then as you have a lot of social interaction, that energy slowly drains until you're left empty and you need to be alone to refuel. But if you're an extrovert, then you start the day with an empty cup, and as you have a lot of social interaction, then it fills up your energy. And so you really want to pay attention to this. You really don't want to ignore it when you're building your business, because finding out what gives you energy and what drains your energy is going to be your superpower. And then once you know this, you can build your business exactly the way you want it to look. For example, when I started my web design business, I was looking around at what other people were doing, and I thought that I wanted to build a massive agency. And so I started getting clients. I was getting more and more clients. I started outsourcing some of the work. And then I realized that I didn't like managing people. I didn't didn't have a lot of energy to talk to clients all day long. I was looking at what a lot of other people were doing. Like, for example, I was looking at someone who was offering a website in a day, and they were charging like 2-3 grand a day to build out a website really quickly for someone, and then doing that 2 or 3 times a week. And so then I thought, perfect, that's exactly what I want to do. But in reality, this type of service was completely wrong for me. Carrying out this service meant that you spent a lot of time on the phone with a client all day. It was very intense. It drained my energy so much that I ended every single day with a stress headache. And don't get me wrong, some people will thrive offering this type of service. They get a lot of energy from that social interaction with clients, and they really thrive off of this intense pressure to get the thing done. But for me, that was completely wrong for me. And so you really want to think about what you want your ideal week to look like and what you want your everyday life to look like when you're building your business, because it is completely possible to build your business exactly the way you want it to look, especially today when you can create content and build an audience off of almost anything. You don't have to copy what other people are doing or think that you have to do something in order to make a lot of money. You can literally build your business exactly how you want it to look. So, for me, I realized that working with a lot of clients and churning out client projects was just not going to work for me in the long run because it's drained my energy so much. I also realized that I didn't want to build an agency because managing a team was also something that I found really draining and just didn't want to do. So creating content and building an audience has turned into the perfect career for me as an introvert. Because what this means for me is that my calendar now looks like this. I spend a couple of days researching and scripting and doing deep dives into subjects that really interest me, and I'm really excited to share with others and teach. And then I'll spend a couple hours recording this and just put out that content, and then I get to connect with a lot of people without actually having that one-on-one social interaction that really drains me. And it also gives me complete freedom to work on projects that do really energize me with those few clients that I really do want to work with. So I can save a day or two a week to work on these things, but I have the freedom to do that when I want to, and then take a break from that when I want to as well. And the thing about being an introvert is that we make really good content creators. Introverts are often creatives, and we're huge nerds. We become obsessive with things. Finding your corner of the internet or the thing that you're obsessed with that you do better than anyone else is your superpower when it comes to growing an audience. And so for me as an introvert, I like to spend a lot of time alone doing a lot of research, really doing deep dives into things that I'm interested in, and then putting together these in-depth videos and sharing these with my audience. There is no better career for someone like me. And I get to do this every single day and generate around 20K per month from this on autopilot without talking to anyone, taking on client meetings, doing any of this. And so I've literally managed to build my business exactly the way I want it and structure my time with only the things that energize me through creating content and building an audience. If you told me 4 years ago that I would be doing this, I would never have thought this was possible, but it has literally changed my life. So I really, really, really want you watching this to know that this is completely possible for you as well. I want to help as many of you as possible to achieve the same thing with your business, to create content and build an audience that allows you to structure your own business exactly the way you want it and fill your own day with only the things that energize you. And so if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I'm going to be running a 2-week bootcamp teaching you how to take your own passions and build your own business that gives you the complete freedom to structure your time exactly the way you want it to look and fill up your day with only the things that energize you. So if this sounds like something that you've been interested in, then there is a waitlist down below, and I can't wait to see you there.